Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jay. So today I've got another video, and this one is going to be on top 10 tips and tricks to improve your performance in survival games matches. So you're probably thinking that you've been playing survival games quite a while and you're not quite performing how you'd want to perform, you're not getting as many kills, you're not winning, and you're not surviving long enough. So these are 10 tips and tricks to improve all of those aspects and more in your survival game matches. I've mainly focused these on the Mineplex server because I just think that's the most popular and probably easiest server to learn survival games on. But a lot of these tips can reflect onto Hypixel servers, any other servers you play in, Pocket Edition, Xbox, whatever you're doing, it will translate, so I definitely recommend you stick around. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So at the number 10 spot, we have one of the most self-explanatory tips on this list: enchanting. If you see an enchantment table and you have levels, always enchant. Because likelihood is, if you get to the death match or whatever your survival game server has, you're going to be put up against someone who has better gear than you, better like iron gear, diamond swords, axes, iron, you know, the whole thing. And it's very unlikely that you're going to get 2 sets of iron armor in one deathmatch. So the only way you can match that person is enchanting. So I recommend, if you've got chain gear, if you've got anything stone or above, enchant it, because it takes it up to the next level basically. If you get it on a sharpness enchantment, if it's a sword, or a protection enchantment if it's an armor, it will take it up to the next level. So if I upgrade chain, it will take it to like iron. If I upgrade stone sword, it will take it to like an iron sword or an iron axe, you know, that kind of thing. So it's definitely important to enchant whenever you see an enchantment table. And I'm going to tell you more about that later on in this list with one of my other rules. But for now, that is it. And now for number 9. So this one is essentially when you start the game, there's always chests in the middle, but they're randomly spawned. If you don't have chests particularly near you, if the spawning of them favours the opposite side to you, just run. Do not go and try and get the ones on the other side, because you will get there late after everyone else. Likelihood is you won't get anything, or you'll get the worst stuff, and you'll just be wasting your time. And that time could be better spent running and getting the outer chests before anyone else. And it's just a great tactic if you're wanting better stuff, you're wanting more stuff. And you can even apply it to all games. If you really don't like going into that middle because you find yourself getting killed a lot there, just run out, go and get the outer chests, get as far away from all the action as possible, and get yourself geared. Get all your gear that you need, all crafting, and etc. So that's number 9. Next up, using underhand tactics. So if you don't understand what I mean by this, I basically mean, instead of going in for PvP all the time and that's the only way you kill people, use something a bit different. Not necessarily to kill people, just to stay alive, like stay in the game. Use good examples of it. So I'm going to put an example on the screen now of like me doing it. And I basically jumped into a shallow pool of water with my TNT class, so I kept throwing TNTs. I managed to kill both of the people who was going after me, and I got like full iron gear for that whole game, which is like the best thing that you can get, essentially. So I think what I'm trying to say is, don't always resort to PvP. If you see someone, maybe run, maybe use your classes a bit to your advantage, use your resources. If you've got a boat, use that, you know, fishing rods, use everything else. Just don't always resort to PvP. I'm not saying PvP is bad, but it's not always the best in most situations. Yeah. Next on the list we got staying high. Not that way, I assure you. Basically what I mean by this is more staying away from the low parts of the map. In general, on most maps, you'll find that the lower areas of valleys are more densely populated because they're easier to get to, there's more chests there. So they're definitely a place to be avoided, along with the fact that anyone higher than you can see you, you're much more exposed, people can see you much better. when you're on the ground lower. And you don't want that to happen, especially if you're the kind of person who finds yourself getting killed right at the start of the game. It's definitely not something you want. So what I recommend in this case is like going up to the top of mountains, on top of trees and scaling them, because there are quite a lot of chests up there. These kind of places can be found usually on the outside of the map, because that's where like the barriers are, sort of, like the physical barriers. And essentially, it's just a better place to go. You can still get chests, but you won't die as much, and this can be a really good quality for people who find themselves dying while they're getting chests, or not even in a PvP thing, they just die when they're on the floor. So I definitely recommend this to people. And at number 6 we have teaming. So this one's kind of a mixed bag. It depends what kind of server you're going on, whether it allows teams. I think if it is a solo survival games, do not team. That will get you banned. It will just piss everyone off in the whole lobby, so do not do that. But with Mineplex, they offer like teaming survival games, like a variant of it, which is really cool, and I recommend that you take advantage of that. I always play teams, even if I don't actually like go with my teammate. I just find it easier because it's just better, and even then there's less teamers because there's lots of people in solo teaming, which is ridiculous. But anyways, teammates, however bad they are, can always be a little bit of help. They can always like be a distraction or something, or just like something that you send in to get killed while you like clear up everything else. So that doesn't necessarily have to be good, but I recommend getting a good teammate, having a friend, inviting them to your party, getting them out your team, and just go around together and you'll get more stuff, you'll be able to get more kills. You can probably go in for more PvP battles then, because you won't be outnumbered, you won't be outgunned, especially if there's only one person. So teaming is definitely a very good tactic. So yeah, that is it. Next up, we've got watching your back. So lots of people know this, but don't know the best way to do this, and it basically just means always know your surroundings, always know where people are, know if you're being followed, keep looking behind you. It's really simple once you get to know it. But basically, what I always do to avoid getting killed from behind where I don't know they're there is every time I go to a chest or I stop, I would always do like a 360 turn, knowing that the coast is clear, I know no one's there, so I'm all good. And as long as no one pops out from like some completely random spot, you should be fine. And even if they do, you should just run. Don't turn around, it's too late for that now anyways. But another great tactic to do is using F5 on your keyboard. So if you press that once, it will go in third person mode from behind you. But you want to press it twice, so 1, 2. And basically what this will do is it will create third person, but when it's facing your face. So it's good for looking at your surroundings if you're running and you really don't want to stop. So say someone's chasing you, you do that and you can see what's behind you. You can see if he's still running behind you or what's happening behind you. And it means you don't have to stop. It means you don't have to do anything. You just tap F5. Obviously make sure the coast is clear in front of you for a while, because you don't want to be chipping up on stuff while you're being chased, otherwise you'll get killed. But I definitely recommend just doing it, and once you've done it for like a few times, you'll get used to it and it'll just be way better. And at number 4 we have organising your inventory. So I would say that this is one of the most important ones that you could possibly do. Because if you're in a fight and you need to switch between your arrows, your mushroom stew, your sword, your food, everything that you've got in your inventory, you need it to be organised. You need to know where everything is, especially on your hotbar. So I'm going to put, it's going to be on the screen right now, what I usually do to organise my inventory. Basically I put my sword, my TNT, my bow and my fishing rod all onto the left side, food on the right side, and any miscellaneous stuff in the middle such as boats and eggs and snowballs, etc. And then my inventory is full of food and spare items. Never keep any duplicate items or any armor you don't need or any like unneeded weapons. You know, if you got like 2 diamond swords, don't drop the other diamond sword because someone could pick that up. But always organize your inventory. And I'm not saying that you have to follow the way that I do it. Just find a way which you're comfortable with and you're going to remember, and then you'll be fine. And it can definitely improve your performance in games. You'll find that you probably get killed. You've probably been killed once before because you picked up the wrong thing, you've done the wrong thing, or you've like had your inventory full and you've killed someone and you stood there trying to throw everything out your inventory to pick up his like iron chest plate or something like that. So it's definitely a good tactic. And number 3, use your resources. So what I mean by this is essentially using stuff that you got in your inventory, because most servers will supply everything you need for a good PvP. And even things that you may think are completely worthless are very, very, very important. So I would recommend keeping everything in stacks, just because it's good stuff. So for example, in Mineplex you get given a lot of flint, a lot of feathers, sticks, gold, other ingots, stuff like that in your chests, and these can be very, very useful. Example of this is gold. If you get 8 gold and an apples are really easy to pick up. Make a golden apple, because that's brilliant for PvP. You know, you're not going to be able to make a god apple, but a golden apple will definitely help you out. And along with flint and feathers, they're there for making a bow and arrow, that kind of thing. And you can also like use your sword to break cobwebs and make string for bows or fishing rods, etc. So basically that's number 3. Simply use the materials that the server gives you, because they will help you in a PvP environment. And always hesitating, so number 2 is essentially staying away from PvP. So a lot of people watching this video probably aren't the best at PvP. If you are, that's fine, go for it. But a lot of you will find that you get killed with PvP battles, even 1-to-1 battles with similar stuff, you will get outmatched. And there's a very simple fix to that. Don't do PvP. Stay away from people. You can get kills other ways, you can get stuff other ways. Try and avoid the conflict as much as possible. You can run away. My point after this will kind of help you with this, but essentially just avoid it at most costs, because if you keep on trying to kill people, at one point one of them's going to outmatch you and you will die. The whole purpose of the game is not to kill people, it's to survive, be the last one alive. So technically you only have to kill one person in the whole game. And finally, we are at the end of this video with one last tip. This would be one of the most important ones if you're playing on Mineplex or Hyplex. Always pick the right class for you, and always use your class. So I know these classes cost something, but you can go online, you can find out which ones are good, and you can just save up and buy them, because if you're a regular survival games player, it is worth it. So personally, when I'm playing Mineplex, I use the TNT or the TNT lobber class, and that gives you 2 TNT every 30 seconds basically. 1 TNT every 30 seconds, sorry. And that can be very good. That can kill people even if they've got full diamond armor. If they're standing like right next to it, you can get them. And there's some points where you can really, really use it to your advantage. Say in shallow waters, like I showed you before. Say if you're up high, you can drop it on someone. You don't even know about it. If they're in their inventory, drop it behind them. They'll never know. Boom, exploded, and everything like that. But if that's not your thing, if say you like to do PvP better, pick like something like the Brawler class, which you have a sword and you boost people up and it does fall damage for them and stuff. That's a very, very useful class, especially for your playstyle. So it's all about what playstyle you choose to use when you're playing survival games. But they're all pretty good, and I just recommend having the freedom and the intelligence to choose which one is best for you and can benefit you most. Usually like the first 2 that you get free are not good at all. For Mineplex I recommend Brawler, Beastmaster, Necromancer, Horseman, or the TNT Lobber. They are the best ones, hands down, but there are some other good ones as well. So with the end of this, that has been my top 10 tips for Hunger Games / survival games. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget to drop a sub if you enjoyed this video. This is my first ever proper video, so leave a like for that as well. So that's about it. I'll see you guys later. Peace.